We're off to Zambia to see Victoria Falls. It makes everyone's list of natural wonders of the world. Victoria Falls is on the border of Zambia and Zimbabwe at Livingstone. Our first sight of the smoke that thunders is from our plane on the approach to Livingstone Airport. That's our hotel on the left. We are greeted by a man playing a shalimba, a marimba-like instrument native to western Zambia. We head for the African Queen to watch the sunset over the Zambezi River. There are smaller craft out to enjoy the sunset also. The sunset is spectacular, and we enjoy it with cocktails and hors d'oeuvres. The next morning, there's more shalimba music as we wait for our helicopter to take us over Victoria Falls. Our 15-minute flight will orbit the falls and then take us upriver before returning us to the helipad. Here we go. Long before Livingstone became the first European to see the falls, they were known as Moseautunya, or the smoke that thunders. As we approach the edge, the size of the falls becomes more obvious. The falls are not the highest nor the widest in the world, but this is the largest sheet of falling water in the world at 1 mile wide and 360 feet high. We are here for the peak flow. Over 100,000 cubic feet of water flow over the falls every second. We climb to get a wider perspective. The whole volume of the Zambezi River pours through a 360-foot wide exit into a pool under the bridge, aptly named the Boiling Pot. The water flows through a series of zigzag gorges. Over the past 100,000 years, the falls has moved 3 miles to the north and created 6 gorges as the water eroded sandstone and left the harder basalt. We turn upriver and fly over our hotel, the Royal Livingstone. Then up the Zambezi River to where we watched the sunset last night, and back to the helipad. We want to get a little closer to the falls on the ground. Safety features are minimal. You can get really close. That's the edge of the falls about 10 feet from where I'm standing. If you slip and fall in, you'll be over the edge and at the boiling pot in seconds. But I didn't slip, and got some more pictures of the falls through the trees. As we follow the path around the first gorge, we meet some of our plane's crew, and they are soaking wet. When we saw that an entrepreneur is capitalizing on the situation, we decided that we didn't want to get that wet. As we walked back to the hotel, we passed a statue of a very perplexed Livingstone. After lunch at the hotel, we're ready for the next adventure. It's time for a game drive in Moseautunya National Park. We got off to a good start with this bee eater, but the wildlife is pretty sparse. The driver explained that this is a small park and the encroachment of people has caused the animals to leave the park. We asked why these giraffes were so pale. He told us inbreeding. Back at the hotel, we run into more zebra than we saw in the park. I wonder if they need to mow the grass or if the zebra take care of it. We decide to do some game watching at the hotel. There are vervet monkeys all over. You wonder who's watching who. We see some nice butterflies. As the sun gets ready to set, we get a seat at the riverfront bar for a sundowner. We watch the sunset over the Zambezi once again. In the morning, as we get ready to leave the hotel for the airport, The vervet monkeys have set up a daycare operation outside our room. A dozen babies scampering around, watched over by one beleaguered mom. In addition to our experiences at Victoria Falls, we're taking back a couple of wooden hippos and a soapstone box to remember Zambia by.